You step into Boise, Idaho, capital of the Gem State, perched at 2,704 feet, where the high desert meets river. It began in 1863 as a modest military outpost during a gold rush fever. Soon, a ripple of settlers, miners, and dreamers followed the Oregon Trail. Imagine French-Canadian trappers, dubbed La Rivière Boisée for the tree-lined river, discovering this lush valley before Idaho had a name. Today, that river still flows through the city's soul, lined by the 29-mile Greenbelt, one of Boise's proudest arteries. The river cuts a silver thread through town, stitching together neighborhoods, parks, universities, and quiet spaces where life pulses just below the surface. The city rises from the high desert like a promise. It's a place where history and modern life flow side by side. And so, it all begins along the Boise River Greenbelt, a 30-mile ribbon of trees, paths and bridges that bind the city together. Born in the 1960s out of a vision to reclaim polluted banks and make a public corridor of possibility, the Greenbelt whispers of civic will and renewal. As you walk these shaded paths, you feel the city's collective exhale. This is Boise saying, we care enough to heal ourselves. Adjacent to that ribbon of green sits Julia Davis Park, Boise's first and arguably greatest public gift. A 43-acre parcel donated in memory of Julia Davis back in 1907, it has expanded over time into the cultural heart of town. Planted with thousands of apple trees by the Davis brothers whose vision shaped the city. Here, an Art Deco museum rubs shoulders with a rose garden, a zoo, and a band's hell that's been singing since the Jazz Age. Listen closely. You might hear echoes of 1930s bands playing from the band's hell, or see kids splashing in ponds. Moments held in time here. Tucked inside the leafy heart of Julia Davis Park, where the quiet hum of city life softens beneath a canopy of trees, lies a spot that feels almost like a well-kept secret. The Boise Rose Garden. It's the kind of place where time doesn't press so hard, where the air carries a sweet, grounded stillness, not silence exactly, but something gentler, something that asks you to slow down. This garden isn't vast or flashy. It doesn't scream for your attention. It earns it. With nearly 2,000 rose bushes and over 300 varieties, it's a tapestry of texture and scent, stitched together with care. Volunteers, many of them locals who've lived in Boise all their lives, maintain the roses. There's pride in every bloom, and the work shows. You'll see names you know, and names you don't, from velvety reds that carry the weight of tradition, to soft yellows and blushing pinks that feel like shy smiles on a summer afternoon. But the real draw of the Boise Rose Garden isn't just the roses. It's the way the garden holds space for people. Weddings take place here. Some quiet, barefoot, just a few family members in folding chairs, others more elaborate, with photographers stepping over rose petals and kids dancing on the grass. You'll find elderly couples who've made this their weekly walk, sitting on benches they helped pay for, just watching the light change on the petals. You'll see teenagers with skateboards, unexpectedly hushed by the quiet, or tourists wandering in from the zoo or the art museum nearby, surprised to find a moment of peace. It's not just a garden, it's a pause. A pocket of beauty that asks nothing from you, except maybe to pay attention. The roses aren't curated for show. They're curated for presence. They live their whole lives right here, open to the elements, season after season. You can learn a lot from something like that. And so, if you find yourself walking through this corner of Boise, let your pace slow. Put the phone away. Breathe in deep. Let the city fall away for a bit. The world can wait. Here, among the roses, there's nowhere else you need to be. Boise State University looms nearby. Drift slightly off the beaten path, and you'll encounter Boise State's blue turf, a novelty that speaks both of pride and a sense of quirk. The campus feels woven into the city. No ivory tower here, just students, river footsteps, spray-painted bridges, and a ripple of youthful energy beneath a big, clear sky. Student energy ripples through Boise State Big Blue country. That shocking blue turf isn't a gimmick. It's a flag, a brand, a selfie spot for students and tourists alike. But beyond the turf, the campus blends seamlessly with the city, classrooms, cafes, crosswalks, life. Feel inclined to float? Grab a tube and drift down the Boise River. On a summer Saturday, you'll join locals in rubber replicas, drifting past trout-filled riffles, the occasional feathered sentinel, and the distant hum of commerce. It's part ritual, part rebellion against the rapid pace of life. Midday, you might find a group floating down the Boise River in colourful tubes, drift boats slicing past. It's summertime religion here, casual, communal and fun. You don't just see Boise's water, you feel it. Stop by the Idaho State Capitol, with its sandstone walls and columned portico, a monument that's more modest than grand, but rich in stories. Built in the early 1900s and renovated with care, it stands as a reminder, this is a town with roots, yes, but also with renewed purpose. You'll find a blend of classic design and Idaho pride, marble sourced from Alaska, Georgia, and even Italy, echoing the capital's ambition to represent something lasting and proud. The rotunda opens up to natural light streaming from above, casting a soft glow on the chambers where decisions shaping the state's future are still being made. Whether you're drawn in by the architecture, the quiet dignity of the building, or the sense of civic purpose it embodies, the Idaho State Capitol is worth a slow walk and a long look. It's where history meets today, and where Idaho's future is still being written. From the grandeur of the state capitol, it's just a short walk into the vibrant heartbeat of the city, downtown Boise. Feel the air of Old Boise as you pass vintage facades and indie storefronts where grit meets grace, history meets hip. Downtown dining spills its aroma onto sidewalks farm to table, Basque American fusion, Eastern European, pastry shops, coffee roasters, all part of Boise's evolving flavour. In the 1960s, this was all farmland. Today, we overlay skate plazas and tasting rooms, rewriting the narrative of growth and place. Late afternoon brings golden light across the city, illuminating public art, murals, and well-tended storefronts. People sip coffee at local shops, chat under trees, and exchange wordless acknowledgements. We're here, we belong. Boise doesn't invite you to marvel at its skyline. It asks you to belong to its rhythm. Evening might find you at the Morrison Center for a concert, or perhaps you'll just walk home past lit greenways, feeling the hush of a city winding down without ever feeling dull. Downtown's buildings whisper their ages. You'll spot brick facades, atomic-era storefronts, and new glass infills. Architecture here opts for coexistence, not competition, No towering shadows, just layers of time. Art lives in Boise's alleys too. Murals bloom on walls downtown. One block down, you'll stumble into First Thursday gallery openings turned city-wide social ritual. Bottles and brushstrokes, conversation and colour. Lunch brings exploration to the table. Boise's foodie scene is stubbornly independent. Food trucks perch by office parks. Coffee shops cultivate single-origin brews. A farm-to-table ethos grows with the city's appetite for authenticity. Walking south, you'll find neighborhood gems beyond downtown. Hyde Park's tree-lined streets feel lived in. Dog walkers, scooter-riding kids, porch-light conversation. These aren't show streets, they're home streets. Public art crosses ideology here without fanfare. A sculpted steel tree downtown might stand next to a farmer's market. It's art you live beside, not admire from a distance. When dusk softens the sky, the city's music softens around you. Street percussion might echo from a busk air's drum, or voice from a musician on a patio. Boise doesn't hide its rhythms, it invites them. Evening lights coax you to the Morrison Center or a cozy vino spot downtown. You're not in a mecca of museum culture, but you're in a gathering of intent, where whether it's symphony or snug poetry reading, people show up for it. On a weekend morning, the farmer's market hums local produce stacked high, early risers leaning into the cool air. You hear accents of Spanish and Urdu, and it reminds you that Boise's growth isn't just numeric, it's multicultural and textured. Boise doesn't demand attention, it cultivates presence. It whispers that presence back. You'll notice a well-tended garden, a polite crosswalk wave, children racing their bikes. Life doesn't roar here, it pulses. This is Boise, no skyline pretentiousness, just high desert ambition, river-song temper, genuine flavor food, culture, landscape all intertwined. Thanks for tagging along on this walk through Boise. Now, I'll step aside and let the city speak for itself, its green trails, its art, its Basque heart, its wide skies. No rush. Just Boise being Boise. Let the sights, the sounds, and the rhythm carry you through the rest of this film. By now you see what makes Boise hum: the river, the parks, the art that blooms alongside grit. This isn't a phase or a facade. It's a place growing up through intention, community, and openness. It's a city that asks nothing more than your attention and perhaps your affection. Enjoy the rest of the walk.